Hello and welcome back to Gimbal's Tip of the Week. It's time for another one of my regular legal writing tips. I'm continuing my series on editing your own work so others don't have to. I'm Karen Dunn-Skinner. I'm a lawyer and a Lean Six Sigma black belt. I'm also a professional editor, and that's a powerful combination because bad writing wastes a lot of time and effort in law. If you've tuned in before, you'll know I take a 3-step approach to editing: diet, exercise, and polish. You can learn more about my approach in my free editing checklist, and there's a link down below. I've also put a link into my previous editing tip on how you can trick your brain into reading what you actually wrote rather than what you think you wrote. So, editing. I'm going to focus on email today, but everything I say applies to other kinds of writing as well. We're starting with step 1, the diet, making your writing lean. We're all busy. Our inboxes are overflowing. Most people receive over 100 emails every day, and that's a huge amount of reading that we're expected to get through and respond to every single day. A successful email is an email that gets read. If you write long emails full of complex sentences, people will not read them, no matter how beautiful or important or grammatically correct they may be. And if they don't read your emails, they won't respond to them. Or they'll only send you a partial answer, or the worst, they'll write you back again next week asking the same questions that you've already answered. Why? Because they didn't read all the way to the bottom of your first email. Often it's because they didn't have time to wade through long, complex language. People like to get their information in digestible chunks, especially when they're reading on a little screen. Sentences that carry on over many lines are hard to follow. Long sentences tend to separate subjects from verbs, and this actually makes it harder for people to quickly identify who is doing what to whom in your sentences. When people are reading fast or scanning, long sentences inhibit their comprehension. Long sentences also lead to longer paragraphs, which are, again, harder for people to follow. By keeping your sentences and your paragraphs short, you're making it easier for people to read and understand your emails. One way to get people to read your email is to write shorter sentences. So what's too long? I use 2 strategies. First, as you reread your email, and you must reread it before you hit send, look for anything that's more than 2 lines long and mark that for editing. Second, read your writing out loud. If you can't read a sentence in a single normal breath, it's too long. Mark it for editing too. And now look at the sentences you've marked. Wherever you can, break your long sentences into 2 or more short sentences. This doesn't mean a paragraph of boring 3-word sentences. You can still vary your structure and you can add nuance. You can still be creative and precise without drowning your readers in a long, complex sea of words. And that's it. Before I go, I'd like to invite you to today's virtual coffee house. If you're looking for ways to support your team right now when people are stressed, disrupted, and away from the routines of the office, don't miss this afternoon's session. I'll be interviewing Dr. Melissa Smith about what leaders should do in a crisis, and she'll be giving everyone her leadership action plan. The link to register is down below. Join us next week for more on building a profitable and productive law practice. You'll find links to the other things we've talked about today in the notes to this episode, including a link to the editing cheat sheet. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next week.